everybody, you can unclench your buttholes. It's time for another Revenge of the Q and or A. You've got questions? I might have answers for you. I promise nothing. I promise nothing. What I can tell you, though, is I'm back from CoxCon. It's done. It was awesome. It was a sold-out, blockbuster extravaganza fest for my ego, is what it was. It was so cool. Thank you to everyone involved. Thank you to all the people that made it happen. Thank you to my friends for being there. Thank you to Crendor for basically doing all the work. He showed up and killed it. Killed it. Those videos, I guess, will be up whenever we get the footage. Still waiting on the footage. When we have that footage, though, you'll have all the panels. You'll have all the different things that happened. I promise you this. It was awesome. Other than that, we're back on schedule. Fan Friday's coming later today. We're going to have a green light tomorrow. All the oldies are back. And then we're going to do some new games. But first, we're going to finish up Dragon Age Inquisition, mostly because I want to. And it sucks I didn't have time to play it. And now I do. So I'm going to pound that out. It might be most of what you get next week, depending on how much I get done. So brace for that if you're a Dragon Age fan. And then we're going to spend some time looking at some different games, playing some different things. And who knows? Probably do some co-op stuff coming up here soon. Co-op. I just like the way that's co-op. What am I doing? Anyway, so that's that. There's someone dragging what appears to be a metal hammer across. Can you hear that? The hell is that noise? You can kind of see him in the window. What is going on? If this was a horror movie, this would be the guy with, like, the metal head. Like, this looks like Boxhead from Evil Within out there. I heard you gave my game a bad review. That's because it's shit, Boxhead. That's because your game's shit. Crash through the window. Anyway, let's get down to this hat. We have many questions. They were sticking together. Okay, question the first. This comes from MyCooBoy1, who says, I've never played Final Fantasy before in my life, so I decided to pick up 6, and I wish to try the others. Is there something I have to know about the Final Fantasy franchise or the games before playing them? Lore, gameplay, bugs, whatever. No, you don't. Final Fantasy games are in no way connected. There are little things here or there, like Moogles and Chocobos and different enemies that appear in the different games, but they're not connected. They're not in the same world. Every story is different, so it literally does not matter which game you play. I think that's why everyone likes a different one, because each one tells a different story. So Final Fantasy VIII is more of a love story. Final Fantasy VII is sort of like a techno sci-fi-ish extravaganza. It's pretty much like the first New Age one, and everyone loved that thing. 6 I like because it's the last sort of high fantasy. I guess there's some techno stuff in there. Whatever. I enjoyed it a lot. 5 I think is probably the last high fantasy one. I don't know. Then there's 9, which is a tribute to the first 8 games, basically. And then there is 10, which is sort of like about love and religion. 11 is an MMORPG, so there's really no point to play that at this point. But it was fun. The story was good. I don't know what the hell I classify that as. Final Fantasy 12 was basically Star Wars, basically. 13 is garbage, so don't play 13. And 14 has a really great story if you can get past the crappy MMORPG parts. And 15 apparently is 5.5 hours of a dude just hugging his son. At least that's the trailer I saw. I don't know. But it doesn't matter which one you play. I would say the ones to play for sure are 6, 7, 8. Definitely those 3. 10, 12, and then go back and do 5 and then 9. I would save 9 for last, because 9 will make you appreciate the other games more. That's a weird thing to say. The things that take place in 9 are all callbacks to other Final Fantasy games. And it's kind of nice to go back and be like, oh yeah, no, I remember that, and that's cool. I don't know. I think that having played 5, 6, 7, and 8, you'd appreciate 9 more, so maybe do that way. But it doesn't matter where you start, really. They're all good games, the early ones. The early ones are fantastic. Also throw on Chrono Trigger. Actually, F it, don't play Chrono Trigger. Instead, watch our live stream, August 22nd, which is a Saturday, I believe. At 5 p.m. PST we're starting, and then we're going to do it until we beat it. Myself, Gerard, Dodger, everyone from the office, a few other people are going to be there. It's going to be awesome, so you should totally show up, is what I would do if I were you. Yeah. That was so shameless. I've never been more proud of myself. Let's do this. Question the second. This comes from Raiden, who says, most aptly, I recently rewatched your Metal Gear Rising Revengeance playthrough and realized you haven't played the Jetstream Sam DLC. So I was wondering, did you have any planes? Did you have any planes? And if so, were you going to fly those away from this question? Because apparently I can't read. Did you have any plans to play it, but did it get away from you? Do you think you will have any versions of it in the future? I did start to play it, and it was really hard. So what happened is I started to play it, beat the first part of it, and then repeatedly got destroyed. And so I was like, well, this is going to make for a shit Let's Play. So I figured I'll go back, re-record the beginning, because then it'll look real smooth, and the kids will be like, damn, he's so skilled. And then I'll get to the next part, and because I've played it a few times, then I can sort of look like a badass, and, you know, I might lose a few times, but you know, I have enough experience to know how to beat this guy. Nope, still didn't work. So I decided I'd come back to it, and then it just got away from me. I never got a chance to go back and play it. It might be part of I think towards the end of the year here, I'm going to do a month of just all games that I have not completed. So we're looking at Omicron, that DLC, probably the Wolfenstein DLC, and then maybe wink, Skyrim, wink. And so that should make everyone happy, but that'll be towards the end of the year. All right, that was an easy question. I like these simplified questions where I don't have to go on for 25 minutes about Final Fantasy. Question the third. This comes from Spencer Powell, who says, now that you're in the same office as Gerard, have you talked with him about finishing Ni no Kuni? I have. We actually have. That'll happen after our live stream of Chrono Trigger, mostly because of scheduling stuff. He has been in a lot of cons. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but that man travels more than me. The last, 4 months, he's been, back-to-back conventions. You won't find me doing that. I made my own, so I don't have to go to a bunch. None of that. We ain't doing it. So, yeah, we will get back to it. That first episode will be a mess. I don't think either of us remember how to play that game. But I'd love to see the end. And I think that is just a lovely, beautiful game. But it's basically, for those who don't know, Ni no Kuni is Japanese RPG Pokemon. Studio Giblets RPG Pokemon. It's pretty great. Okay, and one more. What the hell? Question the fourth. This comes from Robert Hall, who says, when you were faced with a crossroads back in 2010, why did you choose the risky path of internet entertainer instead of getting another teaching job? It wasn't really a choice. It was the middle of a school year, so there's no teaching jobs available in the middle of a school year unless you want to be a substitute. And I'll be damned if I'm doing that. Being a substitute teacher is the worst. That's basically you're a glorified babysitter. And there's no way you'll ever have the respect of students. As a substitute, you're basically the scapegoat for all the students' problems that happened that day. I would never do that. So I was a bad student. I was an asshole. I was not kind to substitute teachers. I know. I was on the other side of that. So I decided not to do that. And instead, I was going to wait until the new school year started. And so in the meantime, I just did videos for fun. And because Warcraft was coming out with the Cataclysm, started making those videos for shits and giggles. Nothing really for money. And then all of a sudden, Total Biscuit was like, hey, because at the time, Total Biscuit and I were basically competing for front page views on MMO Champion. Literally just trying our hardest to, outdo each other. And eventually, he was like, do you want to get paid to do this? And I was like, yeah, no, I'll take money. That sounds great. And then that first couple months, we made barely anything. Pennies on the dollar. It was ridiculous. But it was money. And I was making an actual paycheck playing video games. So in my mind, I was like, this is great. And my parents were just like, what the shit are you doing? And I didn't care. I loved it. And then all of a sudden, 1 month, a paycheck came in that was as much as I made in a month of teaching. And then my parents were like, go on, you might actually be able to do this. And then they became super supportive. I like how in their story of it, they're like, we were always supportive. Nope. They were like, you best find yourself a teaching job. So yeah, it's not that I made a choice. It just sort of happened. It wasn't one of those things that I wanted to happen, but I'm thankful it did. I'm very fortunate. And I'd like to believe that I'm not full of myself because of it. Like, I think that a lot of YouTubers, no names, but we all know who they are totally full of themselves. And they believe they deserve this, all that crap. I don't. I'm constantly thankful. And it blows me away that, I can even throw a convention and people show up to it. Like, it's crazy. I still think it's weird that people want me to sign stuff. I'm like, why would you? All right. I'm forever grateful. So I think it's pretty freaking cool that this is kind of the life that I lead. And it's amazing. So, Anyway, without getting too mushy, you son of a bitch. Who asked me that question? Robert Hall, you son of a bitch. How dare you? I love you, though. Anyway, so that's it. That's it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll be back next week with another Revenge of the Q&A. Put your questions in the comments below or email them to me or on Tumblr. I get them from all over the place, and we put them in the old hat here. And, yeah, so thank you so much for watching. And remember, as always, to be continued.
UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from the future. UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from the future. Hello there, old spore. Me, just got the number one out of the plan. The bee's knees, the tip-top shape, I'm swell shape, and I'm gonna make a fortune for my ass for balls. Shut the balls up! UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from. Jump the balls up! UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from. Jump the balls up! Give me the... No!